Okay, well, hello, good evening and welcome, and happy Thanksgiving. Coming to you from St Mark's Episcopal Church, a very beautiful space in Islip, or is it Islip? Long Island. Islip, Long Island. Coming to you direct and live and kicking. This is Rupert Wates. Going to play for about an hour this afternoon. I want to say a big thank you to Pastor Rick for enabling us to use his beautiful premises today. I've played here several times in the past, usually in front of a real living, breathing audience. Obviously, for obvious reasons today we couldn't do that. So I'm having to imagine you instead, although my good friend Leslie is here, and she's making up for the lack of so many other people today. I want to say thank you also to Leslie for helping to put this together. Thanks, Les. So we're amazed by the love. We're amazed by the love. That is the theme of this afternoon's presentation. And this is called I'm Amazed. I'm amazed.
I don't need the mountains, I don't need the trees, I don't need the splendor of the sun that shines on me. I don't need the treasures buried out at sea. I don't need the lovely gardens of antiquity. I've traveled far, and all that I've seen left me cold, twisted and scarred, and nothing could move in my soul. But I'm amazed by your love when I gaze in your eyes. I hope it stays with me now and all the days of my life. Dreams claw at me in the night, and they whisper of tragedy not yet come to light. We must hold on to these precious times when I'm here by your side, and you are the mine. Out on the road, though you are far from me, everywhere I go, wonder is all that I see. Better than the mountains, better than the trees, better than the splendor of the sun that shines on me, better than the treasures buried out at sea, better than the mighty temples of antiquity. I'm amazed by your love when I gaze in your eyes. I hope it stays with me now and all the days of my life. 'Cause I'm amazed by your love when I gaze in your eyes. I hope it stays with me now and all the days of my life.
Thank you. Well, thanks, folks. So that was called I'm Amazed by Your Love. This is a really beautiful church. It's a real pleasure to play here. I wish that everybody who was watching this online could just get a glimpse of what I can see, because I can see the nave and all the beautiful stained glass that has been created here. It's a very special place. And perhaps next time we all meet, it will be here in St Mark's and we'll all be together rather than hundreds and thousands of miles apart. So I've been waiting to play this gig ever since we arranged it a couple of months ago now. And here's the song about waiting. So much of life is waiting. Waiting for romance. Waiting for success. Waiting for the election results to come in. Waiting to play St. Mark's Episcopal Church. This is called Waiting to Begin. When I was a little boy, the world was like a Christmas toy, life a game that I was sure to win, but I'm still waiting to begin. Work hard and get ahead, in time all things will come, they said. That was only so much spin, but I'm waiting to begin. Waiting to begin. Waiting to begin. I'm waiting to begin. I'm still waiting to begin. I never crossed the starting line. The race has left me far behind. I'm no longer in my prime. Still the siren voices sing. They're calling from that promised land, stolen from me by some sleight of hand. Life's a shadow of the one that I planned, until I find the real thing. I'm waiting to begin. Waiting to begin. Still waiting to begin. I'm still waiting to begin. Days come and go, and all I really know is that I'm slowly getting older. No more time to waste if I'm to join the race. It's already halfway over. Let me do all that I intend. I'm gonna give all that I have to spend. The road is rushing towards the end, but I'm waiting to begin. I'm waiting to begin. Waiting to begin. I'm waiting to begin. I'm still waiting to begin. Here's one of my oldest songs. Wrote this about 25 years ago now. I still like it, I still play it, and this has been covered by several other people recently, including my good friends Rough and Tumble, a wonderful folk Americana duo who recorded this recently, much to my great pleasure. Anyway, we're going through a very difficult time right now, I'm sure you'll agree, and it seems to have suddenly got worse all over again, but there is light at the end of the tunnel, and the clouds will soon part, and the rain will be gone, and we can just about see those dark clouds beginning to part a little further down the road. This is about the moment when the rain has gone, and things are just glittering and shining all over again, and full of promise. And that moment will come again, and here's to it. This is called After the Rains.
Eagle shakes his feathers dry after the rains are gone, makes his home the wide blue sky after the rains are gone, and colors waiting to amaze are open to the gentle rays of the day to come after the rains are gone. We will walk in clearer lights after the rains are gone, and we will see with clearer sights after the rains are gone. And when the rain dries on our cheeks,
to lead us on our mountain peak. Then we will hear our vision speak. After the rains are gone, far from the thunder's reach, we'll hear a different song, love calling each to each. And through the mist of joy and pain, the morning bird will sing again, although the night was long. And if no trace of us remains to say we walked in love's domain, his will be our song after the rains are gone. The eagle shakes her feathers dry after the rains are gone, and makes her home the clear blue sky after the rains are gone. After the rains are gone. After the rains. So the reason I have all these different guitars up here on the stage is partly to give the impression that you're actually listening to a trio. Really get your money's worth. But it's mainly because they're all in different tunings, and this is a tuning I've been using a lot lately. This particular tuning is a baritone tuning, which I stole from a wonderful musician called Nick Drake. This is a guitar tuning that he used to use quite a bit. When it's in tune, of course. So the big news that happened to me this year, or one of the biggest pieces of news anyway, certainly, was that March the 10th, a baby boy was born. My baby boy, and my partner's baby boy, in March of this year in New York City, Gabriel. And it was a tricky time to be born. He didn't choose it, we didn't choose it, but we were right, just coming into the height of the pandemic in New York City. And at the hospital, we come in and out every day through a large set of swing doors, or revolving doors I should say. And of course, a lot of the people going into that hospital never came out. And I was able to come out, of course, and we brought Gabriel with us, and we were very glad to do that. But I was very mindful of the fact that many people in that hospital never did leave those revolving doors. So this is a song loosely based on that theme, and I need to convey that idea to Gabriel when time comes. Not an easy idea to convey to anybody, let alone someone you love, but the image that came into my mind was that of a carousel at a carnival. This is called the Carnival Waltz.
All the pretty horses go round and round, painted in colours so gay, prancing and dancing while music plays. And so many people are standing in line, waiting to take a ride. Some may be happy, and some may be hurting inside. As long as the wheel keeps turning, we'll watch them all go by. Some sail on, and some will be waiting goodbye. For every face another will always come round, and all we've lost someday will surely be found. Round and around they go, round and around they go, round and around they go. All the pretty horses go up and down, painted in their colors so gay, prancing and dancing while music plays. Every good friend that we've lost on the way someday will come to the sound, and we are all riding the merry-go-round. Round and around we go, round and around we go, round and around we go.
Good. So that was taken from my new CD, which is called Lamentations. Lamentations. I came up with that title about a year ago. Little did I know how appropriate it would become as time has gone on. Lamentations being a book in the Bible, of course. I just wanted to use that title for a collection of songs, but it seems to have a sort of prophetic significance now, looking back. Of course, there's a lot of lamenting going on, but there is also lots to celebrate, and there always will be. In the meantime, this is the title song of my new CD, and this is called Lamentations. Once I was lovely, once I was young, once I rejoiced in the light of the sun. Once the pure waters flowed straight to my well. Now I sing lamentations to heaven and hell. The keys of the kingdom were thrown at my feet. A table was laden with all I could eat. Now I beg them to feed me through the bars of the cell, and I sing lamentations to heaven and hell. Lord, if you're listening from so far away, to all the dim voices that whisper and pray, show us your mercy, tell us all shall be well, while we sing lamentations from heaven or hell. Once I was golden, once I was young, and I danced in the light of the moon and the sun. Now I've grown weary of the sound of the bell, and I sing lamentations
from heaven and hell, and I sing lamentations to heaven or hell.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. So usually at this time of year I'm on the road. I had about 120 gigs in my calendar this year. I've lost almost all of those gigs. Probably about 20 are left, which actually is more than many people. Of course, I've done a lot of shows online, or several, about a couple of dozen shows online. It's not the same thing. And I miss the road. I miss all my friends on the road. I miss travelling and meeting new people, playing for new people. I was supposed to be in California around this time of year, but of course it didn't happen for more reasons than one. This is a love song to one of my favourite highways, which is in California. This is called California 1. California 1.
I'm heading out on Highway 1, heading out, say you'll come with me, just you and me. Down the coast she rolls and winds, while the California sunlight shines on the sea. I can feel the mountain breeze, hear it singing through the redwood trees. I can taste the sweet, sweet wine, see the ocean move to its own time. Waves are breaking in the sun, I'm going where the endless rivers run. Oh, how they run on California. While we are standing still, time just advances over those blue, blue hills. Life surely dances. So much we lose and still wasting our chances to be free. I can feel a mountain breeze, hear it singing through the redwood trees. I can taste the sweet, sweet wine, see the ocean move to its own time. I'm heading out on Highway 1, heading out if you'll only come. We've just begun on California 1. California.
So nice to play for a real live audience. So I'm going to have to retune this guitar now. It's going to take me a little while, so I'm going to sort of patter away for a little while, just to keep you entertained. I want to say once again thank you to Father Rick for letting us use this beautiful space. I had played here before when I played in the Columbarium, which is around the back of this building. But today we have the great honour of being in the nave itself, which as I said earlier, is a beautiful space. I wish you could see it as clearly as I can. This is a guitar tuning that I borrowed again from Nick Drake. It's another of his guitar tunings. This song comes from my new CD, which is called Lamentations. It's available on my music page, which is rupertwatesmusic.com, and at the buy music page you can buy the CD there. That's I think $15 including shipping. Got some very good reviews lately. It was given 5 stars by a UK magazine just last week, and also given an even higher rating by a French magazine that reviewed it. Excuse me for a moment. So I'll tell you about this song. I wrote this particular song for my new son Gabriel. He was born in March of this year. Now he's 8 months old. And it struck me as a rather unfortuitous time to be born, but he didn't choose it. Still, he seems to be a very happy young boy. Perhaps he knows something that we don't. I often wonder if very small children do know secrets that we have forgotten. It's the key to their happiness. But I'd like to be able to ask him how it is, what he feels about this new place that he's discovering every day. How does he feel about it? Is he glad to be here? He seems to be glad to be here. This is called From Where You Are.
From where you are, all you can see is new and strange. And in your eyes I'm taller than the stars. Then let me know if what you see makes you smile. Tell me how it looks from where you are. The many dreams and many roads that brought you here. It wasn't you that chose this place and time. And if you had to choose a friend, would you choose me? Or did you have some other face in mind? Look around, look around, look around, look around at all the colors everywhere. It's a beautiful, 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 beautiful day. I hear the sound, hear the sound, hear the sound, hear the sound of all the voices in the air. It's alright, it's alright, it's alright. That's what they say. With love alone to be your guide, you'll touch the skies. You'll take a ride with me on my guitar. And though the stars may seem so very far away, you can reach them all from where you are. From where you are, all you can see is new and strange. And in your eyes I'm taller than the stars. Then let me know if what you see makes you smile. Tell me how it looks from where you are. Tell me how it looks from where you are.
That's from where you are. So recently, in order to fill up the time, I've been learning some classical pieces, classical tunes, just to make sure that my musicianship is still, alive and well. So I'd like to do a couple of instrumentals for you now, one of which was written by someone else. It was actually written by Johann Sebastian Bach. And I would like to dedicate this in particular to Father Rick and all the congregants, or everyone who comes to the church here at St Mark's in Islip, because this is called Jesu Joy of Man's Desire. Oh, and I'm going to follow it. I'm going to segue straight into one of my own tunes, which is called I Will Never Tire of Looking in Your Eyes. So what I'm essentially doing here is setting myself up for comparison with one of the greatest composers who ever lived. So nothing like aiming high when you're writing a song. Anyway, this is Jesu Joy of Man's Desire, followed by I'll Never Tire of Looking in Your Eyes. Okay. What do you think of it so far? Rubbish? I know that Liz is going to have to leave soon, so when you notice that the thunderous applause that greets each song no longer is quite so thunderous, that'll be the reason. I'd like to do another little classical piece I've been learning over the holidays. This is another Bach piece, actually, and this is the Prelude in D minor. Prelude in D minor by J.S. Bach. played that before. So here's another song that I wrote on lockdown. In April of this year, we were in lockdown in New York City. And things looked pretty black, let's face it. All we could hear were the sounds of the sirens going past at regular intervals. New York City itself seemed like a sad shell of the city that it once was. At times like that, you can't help but look back to the past or look forward to the future as being better than the present, anything but the present. But of course the present is all we have, and the time is now. So this is called In Time of Breaking. In Time of Breaking.
In my time of breaking, there is always the rain that still falls. In my time of making, there is always a voice that still calls. While the world turns forever, spinning under the moon and the sun, I am here, and the time has come. In your time of sorrow, you will throw all your seeds to the wind. In your time of growing, you will know why the tall tree sings. While the world turns forever, spinning under the moon and the sun, you are here, and the time has come. We'll rejoice in the morning, we'll embrace in the rain. We will walk by the river again. We will dance in the evening by the light of the stars. We will sing wherever we are. In our time of crying, it is only a shadow we see. In our time of dying, there is all we once were and will be. While the world turns forever, spinning under the moon and the sun, we are here, and the time has come. We are here, and our time has come.
Appreciate it. What a lovely audience you are. Small is beautiful. So, of course, we had an election. You may have noticed that we just had an election. And I voted in that election for the very first time. I became a US citizen about 2 years ago now. They finally gave it to me. So I was able to vote this year for the first time in the election, which I regard as a great privilege, and I value the democratic process here in America. But as an immigrant, I was thinking about all the other immigrants who have contributed to America and who have made America the great place that it really is. So this is a song dedicated to the immigrants, who really built America. This is called Fields of America.
These are the fields that once were America, turned by immigrant plows. These are the fields they lived and loved in, and made their vows. Some went to war to fight for America, and they never came home. Some gave their lives to the fields of America, and it keeps their bones. These are the streets that once were America, built by immigrant hands. These bricks and stones speak of the memory of every laboring man. Higher they climbed as they reached for their better life, their glittering prize. These are the towers they raised in America until they touched the skies. In the fields of America, the ghost of an immigrant haunts every churchyard wall. And the streets of America ring to the echo of the days when it welcomed them all. This is the dream that once was America, paid for with blood and tears. These are the treasures we fought and died for so many years. These are the fields we gave to America, turned by immigrant plows. These are the streets we gave to America, but where is America now? Where is America now?
Thank you. So here's another little song about an immigrant, or at least she has an immigrant name. In the late 1940s there was a train that used to pass from the Pacific all the way to Milwaukee. It was called the Old Milwaukee. And this particular lady used to lie awake at night listening to the sound of this train as it would pass in the distance, and it stirred all kinds of romantic longings in her lonely heart. So this is dedicated to her. Based on a true story, this is called Miss Burgoyne and the Old Milwaukee. Now the time lies heavy on my hands, I often walk beside the place where the old Milwaukee Railroad used to pass. The tracks are torn up long ago, a few planks are left from the old depot, scattered among the weeds and the prairie grass. And in my mind a figure still sits on the platform in gathering dusk, in the clothes they made before the First World War, waiting it out for the train to arrive in a fury of steam and whistle blows, and the conductor holding open the carriage door. The conductor holding open the carriage door. Her name was Edith, behind her back to her face she was Miss Burgoyne, and she lived with her parents in a modest bungalow, teaching piano to the neighborhood kids, 50 cents an hour to listen and smile as we stumbled through our scales and arpeggios. And whether it was her air of reserve, or her spinster's clothes, or her foreign name, or her college degree class in 1928, but whenever we ran out of games to play, we could always laugh at Miss Burgoyne and some of her stranger personality traits. Some of her stranger personality traits.
Ooh,
It was in the summer of 35, as I recall, when the change began, and Edith first boarded the Milwaukee train. A 10-minute ride to the next stop on the line, and there she'd descend, and come a rain or shine, she'd walk 5 miles home again. 3 times a week, each week for a year, she rode the train alone, but why? None of us could ever understand. But I heard it said by others who were there, the conductor was a handsome man. He was a brown-eyed and very handsome man. So the years flew by and Edith's parents died, and she sold up and moved away to Iowa. The rumor went with a married man, but others said she died alone in bitterness and poverty on a barren farm with intractable land. But in my mind the figure still sits on a platform in gathering dusk, in the clothes they made before the First World War, waiting alone for the train to arrive in a fury of steam and whistle blows, and the conductor holding open the carriage door. The conductor holding open the carriage door. I'd like to continue with another song based on a true story. The story took place in 1932 during the days of the Dust Bowl. It's called the mother of all depressions. In those days there were dust clouds, tornadoes, hurricanes blowing across the panhandle of Texas and Oklahoma and Kansas and Colorado. People thought the world was ending. It was also the height of the Great Financial Depression, which began in 1929 with the crash on Wall Street. By 1932, about a quarter of the adult male population was out of work, and the whole world was in recession. But the women kept the show on the road. So this is dedicated to all the strong women of America. In particular, I'd like to dedicate this to a lady called Kamala Harris, and all the strong women who have helped us through the dark times in our history. This is called Days of Mercy. It concerns a poor family who made their way across America on foot during the days of the Dust Bowl. And this is my song based on that story. True story. This is called Days of Mercy. Days of Mercy. Daddy lost his job one day when he wouldn't take a cut in pay. He couldn't find another place, even one that paid him less. So he settled into his easy chair with his dog-eared magazines until the bank took back our house, and my mama only screamed when she was a little girl. She had a dream, she found a pearl hidden in the pocket of her pants, but the pants were full of holes, and when she woke the pearl was gone, and she was only 6 years old. Hold on tight, my mama said, and keep your eyes upon the sun. Faith in the road ahead, days of mercy will surely come. Or when the world is blown apart, in the eye of a hurricane, let strength and courage fill your hearts. Days of mercy will come again. So we sold up all we owned, we headed east in a touring car. We found a place with a plot of land down in windy Arkansas. Daddy worked on a lady's farm, but my mama heard it said he didn't work that lady's fields as much as he worked her bed. So she packed a cardboard case with a single change of clothes, and took the baby on her hip, and told us all to follow close. And we began the long walk home to the California coast. All on time, my mama said, and keep your eyes upon the sun. Faith in the road ahead, the days of mercy will surely come. Oh, when the world is blown apart, in the eye of a hurricane, let strength and courage fill your hearts. Days of mercy will come again.
mama's son. My mama led me to a stream and dipped a cloth to bathe my head. We walked all through New Mexico, and in a migrant workers' camp I learned all there was to know about the kindness of the poor. And all the children dressed in rags, they gave us everything they had. Bags of sweets with ready smiles, fresh tortilla around the fire, in the huts of rusty iron. When the baby started crying, hold on tight, my mama said, and keep your eyes upon the sun. Faith in the road ahead, the days of mercy will surely come. Oh, when the world is blown apart, in the eye of a hurricane, let strength and courage fill your hearts. Days of mercy will come again. So we finally reached LA, beside a lake in Lincoln Park. A man was standing all alone, throwing crumbs to feed the ducks. When are you gonna take those children home? Asked the man, and my mama said, we just walked 2,000 miles, we'll make it yet with a little luck. And then the man just looked away, he said he guessed his turn had come. He pulled out $2 bills, enough to see us right, for a can of pork and beans and some shelter for the night. Hold on tight, my mama said, keep your eyes upon the sun. Put your faith in the road ahead, the days of mercy will surely come. When the world is blown apart, in the eye of a hurricane, let strength and courage fill your hearts. Days of mercy will come again. Hold on tight, my mama said, keep your eyes upon the sun. Put your faith in the road ahead, the days of mercy will surely come. When the world is blown apart, in the eye of a hurricane, let strength and courage fill your hearts. Days of mercy will come again. Hold on tight, my mama said, keep your eyes upon the sun. Put your faith in the road ahead, days of mercy will surely come. When the world is blown apart, in the eye of a hurricane, let strength and courage fill your hearts. Days of mercy will come again. So we've got time for a couple more songs. I'll say thanks again to Father Rick for letting us use this beautiful space and for recording the show today. Also, I forgot to say thank you to Muse, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it. Everyone there who is presenting the show online, the wonderful interactive presenters. They're doing a lot of shows this year, doing a lot to keep live music alive. So thank you to everyone at Muse. I don't know how to pronounce them. And you'll be able to see this show at the link which they provide. So it's Sunday today. Actually, we're recording the show on Sunday. Going to be broadcast obviously on Friday, but and we're in a beautiful space, a beautiful church. So this song seems particularly appropriate to all of us right now, particularly considering what we're going through. It's a song called Prayer. Why don't we think about all the people we know and love who might be in need of a prayer right now? There are too many of them. Always too many. So this is called Prayer, and it goes out for everybody who doesn't have a prayer tonight. Here's to you, here's to me, here's to all we've ever seen, to all the common all that's been. Here's to all we've ever shared, to our fathers and to our heirs, to all people everywhere. When they haven't got a prayer. Here's to the young and here's to the old, here's to the body and here's to the soul, to all whose stories are still untold. Here's to the lightness and here's to the weight, to the gay and to the straight, to all who die too soon or were born too late. Here's to our enemies and here's to our friends, to the river that never ends,
Here's to the sinners, and here's to the born again. Here's to the black, and here's to the white, to the left and to the right. Here's to the evening, and here's to the morning light, coming into sight. To the rich and to the poor, here's to the sea, and here's to the shore. Here's to all the people everywhere, when they haven't got a prayer, 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 when they haven't got a prayer. Here's to the cop, and here's to the priest, to the west and to the east. Here's to all they bring to the feast. Here's to the lion, and here's to the lamb. Here's to the beast and the heart of man. Here's to the house on rock and the house on sand. Here's to the heart and to the head, to the living and to the dead. Here's to the joy and to the tears we've shed. Here's to the first and here's to the last, to the future, to the past. Here's to all who've ever raised their glass. Anytime we asked, to the moon and to the sun, to all we lost and all we won. Here's to all people everywhere, when you haven't got a prayer, 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 when you haven't got a prayer. Thank you. You've been such a lovely audience. We're going to give you one more song. I think we may or may not be edited out. I'm not sure whether we need to run exactly for an hour or not, but I thought I'd give you just a little bit extra. Thanks everybody for staying around. Thanks again to Father Rick for hosting us. RupertWatesMusic.com. Please buy my CD. Those new CDs have a nutritional value, because if you buy one, then I will eat. Here's hoping that we meet again a little further down the road. This is called Further Down the Road. When thorny darkness comes to chew my bones, and when I stumble on the rocks and stones, I see a fire ahead that guides me home, further down the road. And as I walk towards the blaze of light that calls me like a siren day and night, it's always at the very edge of sight, and further down the road, and further down the road, gleams the promise of the happiness we're owed. Further down the road, love surely waits there where the fire still blows. When time is closed on all we've done and said,
when all that's left of me is dust instead. Think only that I've gone some way ahead, and further down the road, further down the road, gleams the promise of the happiness we're owed. Further down the road, love surely waits there where the fire still glows. When thorny darkness comes to chew your bones, and when you're lost and scared and all alone, I'll light a fire ahead to guide you home. Further down the road, a little further down the
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Father Rick. See you all again very soon. Happy Thanksgiving. Good evening and good night. Thank you. Thank you.